Okay, big day I've been waiting for, and I'm about to install what's in that box on her. What's in the box? I've been waiting a long time for this. I've been eyeing this since I got the bike. The problem is there are no videos on how to install this, so I'm actually going to have to teach myself how to do this without the benefit of somebody else's mistakes. So your benefit is, since this is the first video that I found, or you'll be able to find, on how to install this, you can learn by my mistakes. And there's going to be some. So let's start off with what's in the box. Okay, Florida, South Florida, beginning of May, and it's already like 100 degrees in here in this garage. So I'm about to start sweating. That's my country accent. So anyway, let's find out what's in this box and start sweating. And then we're gonna put it on her. Nuts. Lots and lots of peanuts. Hate peanuts. Always a mess. I'm just gonna throw it out here. Ready to see what's in this box? Not yet. Not yet. Let's go through the peanuts. Ugh, look at all these instructions. It's a book. Damn book. More peanuts. Ugh, wires. Lots of wires. I think that's it. Okay. Put the peanuts back in the box. Okay. Today we're going to talk about Dakota Digital Gauges. These are the MLX-8414. I don't know how I don't have that memorized. I've been looking at these with my finger on the go to cart button for months. Alright, this kit includes the MLX displays, the oil temperature sensor harness, which I don't even know how to put that in, the oil temperature sensor, cable ties, the interconnect harness, an O-ring, and an oil temp adapter. Sounds easy enough. How many pages in this? Oh God. Oh good, it's broken down by Street Glide, Ultra, Road Glide, then all. Oil temperature sensor, I don't want to do it. All the features, setup menu, which is probably pretty detailed. I did see videos on that. Wow. Well, it doesn't look that hard. Let's look at, I shouldn't have said that. It's going to be hard. I'm telling you, without being able to see a video on this, it's going to be rough. So I'm helping you guys out. Let's open the bags. First bag. First bag has everything I just mentioned. The oil temp sensor, wiring harnesses. Okay, easy enough. Let's go to the big bag, the center display. I'm starting to sweat already. Main gauges. Mileage odometer on this instrument can be user programmed. So basically, you can buy this and reset your odometer to 0. Might be useful if you're reselling it. Not that any of you would do that, because you're all upstanding people, would never try to misrepresent the amount of miles on your bikes, would you? Anyway, I guess that can be done. So that's the 2 of the gauges. There's 4 in total. And another gauge. You know what, maybe this won't be as hard as I thought. But you guys haven't seen the inside of my fairing. I jammed a 1200 watt amp in there that's not supposed to go in there, and a DSR1 digital signal processor in there, all jammed up in there. So it's going to be in there. So anyway, that's what we're dealing with this. These are all the gauges. Let me get rid of this bubble wrap. Neatly put it over there. All right. I'm not going to show you how to take apart the fairing. There's millions of videos on that. It's not hard. You basically got to take off the windshield, the billets on the side, and the two brackets inside by the speaker. And it comes right off. It's not hard. It's very easy. You do it a couple times, you're a pro at it. Okay, the fairing is off. All right. Now this is the inner workings, all the wires in the amp. You can see how I put, no you can't see how I put the amps underneath. Now, I'm not pulling all this out unless I have to. But you can see all the wires. The DSP is jammed right here. So this is the inner workings of the brain here, which kind of looks like the inside of my brain, I think. So anyway, it's not hard to do, to take that fairing off if you never did it. So if that's what you're worried about, what I would suggest is you get something like this. It's a, this one is by Molmark, if I'm saying it right. Got it on Amazon, it's like 10 bucks, comes with all these little pieces. What's good about this is you can get into the fairing. There's two bolts that hold the fairing in on the bottom, which are right here. I already took them off. This one's a bitch to get at. So you get that little jammy and you put in there, it's pretty good. All right, so let's get going on this. I'm gonna start reading the instructions. Basically, getting on this. I'm gonna start reading the instructions, which is the first. So there's 4 gauges to replace. One here, one here, and those 2 here. Now I got a feeling I'm gonna have to move my handlebars, which is not gonna make me happy. So actually, let's take a look at what the gauges look like now compared to later. Okay, I shut the garage so you can see the gauges better. Let's see what it looks like now compared to later, the before and after. So, I mean, I'm sure if you have a Road Glide, you know what this looks like. So, I'll just start it off real quick. God, I love the sound of those Reinhardts. All right, that's the before. Carbon monoxide is about to choke me out, so let's get to the fun part. Okay, here's where the suck starts. To get to the bezel that holds the speed and the tach, I'm gonna have to move my handlebars. They're blocking the I think it's T27 torque screw to take it out. I'll confirm that in a second, but let me show you real quick. So my handlebars, which are KST spearheads, are blocking this right here. So my only options are to move, I could move the handlebars up, but I'm gonna have to do is just take these out, just lay them down, cover this tank because I've scratched it before, remove these 2 torque screws to get to this bezel here. Okay, let's go. Okay, behind the odometer and tach, when you pop this up, you basically have your main plug here that's got to be disconnected. is easy to do, but not so easy to do with one hand. Let's try to get in here again. Just get these side tabs off, it pops right off. Okay, now I have access to that. You know what, I'm just gonna take this whole piece off. 3 plugs total, that's it. You're good to go. Get my fat fingers in there. Of course the tab is underneath that. Okay. Alright, it's off. It's easy. That part is easy. Let's go over to the bench. Whew, told you it's 110 degrees in here. One advantage of shaving your head is less sweat. Easy to wipe off. Okay. It's done. Now it is actually 3 T25 Torx screws. 1, 2, and 3 that have to come out to replace that. Pretty simple. Let's get to it. Favorite tool. You should get yourself one of these too. I get it at Harbor Freight, like $5. It's magnetic. You don't lose your stuff. It's pretty good. So I usually have more than one depending on the project. So I have a bigger one for a big project. That's done. This is out. They got to keep the chrome bezels. I hate chrome, but let's find out. Yeah, these stay. The chrome bezels stay. Well, now I know how to change these out when I can't. I'd like to get rid of all the chrome. Let's go back in. So now, we got the new one. Let's see how that goes in. Well, pretty standard. Oh, especially when you do it the wrong way. Okay, this just pops right back into place where the other one was. I don't know why, but there's always lawn work being done when I do a video. Let's get these 3 screws back in. Alright, that's back in place. Looks weird. Okay, to get to the 2 satellite gauges. So far, I think the hardest part is going to be putting this back together. I'm so wrong on this, I know it, but let's try it. So I got to get to the 2 satellite gauges, which I told you are here and here. Apparently, I got to take this headlight off. Now, it was a bitch getting that headlight back in. So I'm not going to video taking the headlight off because, again, there's a million videos on how to do that. It's very easy. There's 4 bolts. I think they're 3/16 inches, 3/16 bolts. There's 4 bolts holding it in. I mean, I can put the video on, but everybody skip through it anyway. So 3/16, take off the headlights, set it to the side. Hopefully it goes back in as easy as I take it out. But again, I jammed a lot of stuff in here, so let's see if that works. Ah, screw it. I might as well video taking off the headlight. Save you the trouble of looking elsewhere at how to do it. I hate this part. There's 2 on the top. Very easy to see, very easy to do. This is hard hard to get this in place because of what I did. If you have a standard fairing and standard equipment in there where you stock GTS, this is no problem. But now I gotta get through all this. Oh man. Why do I do this to myself? At least I didn't get lost on the bike. Those are the worst when that happens. Okay. Got my 2 3/16 bolts out. Headlight pops right out. And everything with it. Okay, we have one little latch here. Sorry if you can't see this, but I wasn't even gonna add this to the video. That's it, the whole headlight pops right out. Easy peasy. Well, lemon squeezy. Okay, as you can see, I'm sweating. This is what the top of the gauge looks like. That's it right there. There are 2 screws. One here on top, one on the bottom. The one on the bottom we just did. Let's do the top 2. You're gonna have to go in from underneath the mounting bracket for the stereo. Just hook that up. You're good to go. The mounting screws are taken off. Now you have the 2 gauges. To take them out is very simple. It appears to be, at least. You can see there's a clip holding it in, because this is loose now. It's a clip holding it in, and then there's a mounting bezel on top also. Same thing on this side. There's a clip that holds it in. So I'm going to pop these clips off. I don't think you need a video of that, but I'm a full service type of guy when it comes to videos, so nope, I need two hands. So I'm gonna unclip those and be right back. All right, the bezel itself, mounting bezel that holds the gauge in place. There are 3 little tabs on here. One, 2, 3. Just gotta be careful popping these off because we're gonna reuse this. Actually, it's not as hard as it looks. I was just afraid to break it. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Just really gotta get one through. If you get one through, the other 2 will fall. A little bit of pressure with the screwdriver, and it pops right out. You hear that crunching sound, that's not a good thing. Resistance is futile. There it goes. Okay. Got them separated. All right, you got 2 gauges, 2 remaining gauges. Conveniently labeled gauge 1, gauge 2. Uno and dos if you're Spanish speaking. So gauge number 1 is going to use the bezel from the black gauge, stock gauge. So gauge 1 goes black. Let's see if we can just pop this out. It does. It's so easy. So gauge 1 comes out. I'm sorry. The stock comes out, and gauge 1 goes back in. Like so. Pretty easy. I like it. Okay. Now I just got to put the mounting bezel back on. Really got to get rid of these chrome. Now that I know how to do it, it's kind of easy. Okay. It's not gonna want to go. There we go. That's back in place. All right. back in place. This one's ready to go back in. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Gauge 2 and dos if you are of the Spanish speaking variety. Oops. So basically this is the existing one. I'm going to just pull off the outer housing of it. Put the other one back in the same way. And you'll see there's two little notches there for it to go. You can't mess this up. You can't. Once that's done, guess what? Mounting chrome crap comes back on. Okay. Let's make sure it's all lined up right. Let's put the chrome crap on. Again, it matches up real easy. Just pop it in and push it in. Surprisingly easy so far. This install is going a lot easier than I expected. I was really dreading this. Alright, so we got these two. I'm going to pop these back on the bike. And it's about time. I think we're going to start reassembling and setting this baby up. Alright, so gauge 1 is on the right, the black. Gauge 2 is on the left. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. Just going to slide it right back through. Very easy to get in here underneath. I'm going to have to put this down, but you're just going to clip it back in the exact same way you took it out. It's not hard at all. Okay, just had a little moment of panic because I have everything off. And I thought that these gauges weren't the proper ones. Let me show you why. So again, I wish a video had come out on this, or if the instructions told you how to do this, that would be a big plus. I just had to call tech support. They're like, oh no, that's not the way it works. Well, then put it in the damn instructions. So basically, the back of the stock Harley gauge has a 4-pin adapter that goes into it that plugs into your Harley. All right, so in the fairing it plugs in this way. What comes the back of these gauges, if I find one, back of these new gauges, Dakota, is a tiny little pin. It will not adjust to that. So in panic mode, I'm like, I want to ride this bike today. Haven't rode it in a week. So I really wanted to ride tonight. So now I'm starting to panic thinking that this is not matching up. What I found out was you have these little harnesses. So basically what it does, it goes from the back of the new gauge, so the back of here, runs over to the odometer here. Under this piece of tape is where it plugs into the existing Harley wiring harness. So these run out to the satellite gauge, this runs to the oil temp sensor, and this goes to the thing. So now let's put the gauges back in. Panic averted. No? Yes. Panic wasn't averted. Disaster was averted. So let's go back into it. All right, stick with me here. I'm going to take the back of this and put it into, plug it into the back of this. I'll do the same thing with the other gauge. Where's the other gauge? Ah, here's the other gauge. I'm going to take the back of the other wiring harness. Find the right end. This one. And put it in the back of that one. And the other one, I guess it doesn't matter, they both look the same. Okay, so now we have these two, we're gonna have to run it through the fairing, which will eventually hook up into here. Let's get to it. Whew. Okay, what I did was, it's a bitch, because you gotta hold it in place. I use this with the screw on it just to start it. So I did is I just started it up just to get a grip on it. So now I can use the get the other two remaining screws and tighten this one up back in there. Let's get to it. Quick. Wiring the two satellite gauges, the fuel and the oil, what depends on how you use it. You basically once this is installed, Take the back of the gauges, run it through the vent where the headlight was, back up through. Now I did it through the top there. I don't know if you can really see. And then basically right into the vent here of the below the odometer. I mean the speed and the tach gauges. Back up through here. These are going to plug into the back of the new one. But now the hard part. We're going to install the oil pressure gauge. Going to install the oil temperature sensor. Now, on a 2017 and newer, this is a 2020, getting tired. All you do is put the O-ring on, which I just did, and this is going to replace the oil drain plug. It's going to replace the oil drain plug. I'm going to have to do it and try to do it fast so I don't lose that much oil. I really don't want, I just did an oil change. I don't want to lose any oil. So I'm going to try to pop that out, pop this in 5/8 inch bit. Get this in real quick. And then if it's 2016 and prior, I think you need this adapter that comes with it. So basically, all we're going to do is put this in there. Oh, you got your oil temperature sensor. It's going to replace the oil drain plug. Here's the wiring harness. It's going to plug into the back of this, like so. And this is then going to run up to the front of the bike with zip ties, and this is going to go into the back of the new bezel with the speedometer and tach and all that crap. So it's the last part of the hard part, and it's putting it all back together and setting it up. Let's get to it. Okay, I'm under the bike. Good time to clean. Okay, here's the hardest part. I got to take this drain oil temp sensor and replace it up there. I got to do this quick without too much oil loss, which is going to be very hard. It's going to be a mess. I got to do this quick. Use a 5/8 inch wrench and a 3/4 inch wrench to tighten the sensor back in and the plug. Oh, there's so much oil. Stay, fucker. Oh, I forgot to put the thing there. God damn it. Okay. Don't use that much. That's enough, though. Okay, so like an idiot, I brought the oil pan, but I forgot to put it under. Ah, God damn it. I don't think I even lost maybe 8 ounces. I don't know. We'll figure it out. 3/4 it. Oh, should have done that. Take this off too. Okay. Try to get this under here now. Okay, same 3/4 wrench. Just tightening this up. Problem with this is I can't just snug it up. I have to guess on the torque on it. Sorry, I mean this is a terrible angle, but I'll take this and snap it in. Simple as that. I'm gonna zip tie it. we're gonna make sure everything works first. Sweat up a storm here. All done, all put back together. Only thing I didn't put on the camera was when I ran the wire to the oil sensor plug. I ran it underneath the bike, so I kept it on a jack and just used some zip ties. Not hard, something anybody could do. I just got to put the vents back on, and then the fairing, and then we're gonna go through the setup. But you don't need to see the fairing going back on either. So I'm gonna do that and be right back. All right, I don't know how many hours later it is. I did a bunch of extra shit I had to do to my bike anyway. I had to change the primary fluid to AMSOIL. Want to see if that made a difference. It's all back together. I know the garage is a mess, but so now we're about to set this baby up. I downloaded the app, and I'm gonna go through the setup real quick. Let's see if we can do this. Trip odometer as I turn the key on. Yeah, it says setup, now it says release. And now it's in setup. Okay, let's try it. All right, setup. Bluetooth always on. That looks fine. Speed and tach. Service, let's go with another 3,000 miles. Miles per hour, tachometer, high warning. Yeah, let's keep it 5,500 for now. I'll play around with it later. Gauges. Alright, low warning on a voltage. So I'll keep it 11. Oil temperature on. High warning 300. It's a typical day. Fuel setup, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'll play around with that later. Lighting. Theme. Oh, this is cool. Okay, we got all these different ones. Ooh, look at that. Let's go to ice and blue. Or steel and blue. Ice and blue. Steel and blue is better. Let's see, fire and ice. Fire and ice is kind of cool too. I'm gonna try fire and ice for now. Apply changes. Alright. Now you can customize the colors like crazy on this, just to show you. It's a million different colors and stuff. I'll do that later. I'm not going to play around with that now. Sunlight. I don't know what the hell that is. Yeah, lighting, what's MBM? Don't know what any of that is. I'll have to figure it out later. Display. Top message. Gears. We'll play around with all that later. I just wanted to go through this real quick. Alright, so that's pretty much those. Let's fire it up, see what it looks like. I'm about to take this out for a ride to show you how the gauges look when we're moving around. Wait till it gets a little bit darker out. The setup was not hard at all. It seems like a log has like 4 pages of instructions on it. It's not bad at all. Pretty easy once you get the hang of it. So I'm going to show you how I set it up. And again, we're going to go for a ride real quick and I'll show you how it looks. So real quick. Okay. You can set, there's a lot of customization you can do here. Well, basically this is the RPMs, your trip odometer, things like that in there. This is your miles per hour, how many miles you have in the odometer, and your fuel gauge is up there. Here I have it set for the air temperature outside and the oil temperature. And over here, I got it set for the how much fuel you have left and how many volts. So the bike's not running right now, that's why it's at 12.4. So this is the setup. This is what I have it set up for. We're gonna go for a ride, see how it goes. There's a lot of customization you can do. I'm gonna be videoing with this and the GoPro that I'm on right now. So let's go for a ride as soon as it gets darker out. Alright, got the rear camera on, let's go for a ride. Let's go for a ride. Alright, the whole idea of this ride is to get you used to these Dakota Digital Gauges. Hopefully I'm recording. I don't even know if I'm recording. As soon as we get going, I'll explain it. Let me just get out of this neighborhood with these death-defying speed bumps from hell. Okay, and these gauges, now you can set everything pretty much. You can see the RPMs, and it goes up on this meter also. You have your fuel gauge over here, mile per hour. Obviously your gear indicator should be down there, but I'm having a problem for some reason. I'm gonna have to reset that. I'll play with that later. I'm wearing my full face helmet, which I don't wear, but I'm wearing it for you, the subscriber. So appreciate it, please. So I hate this damn thing in the Florida heat. Comes some idiot with no headlights. I'll explain the gauges real quick. I don't know why this front camera is not really on me. Should be. This is a Sony 7000 head unit, by the way, in case you're wondering what that is. You can customize your wallpaper. Alright, so now you have very customizable. You could put what you want. You could split the view. You could put just one unit of measure on there. I have on my left, I have the air temperature, which is 88 degrees, which I don't think that's accurate. It's probably like 80. And below that's my oil temperature at 132 degrees. That's the best part of these gauges, that I can now see my oil temperature. Then on the right hand side I got my fuel percentage, which is 48%, which also shows down here, which is less than a half a tank. And I have my volts at 14.3. So all the important gauges are showing. You can totally customize these colors. I mean, anything you want. Right now I have the blue and the ice blue or whatever it is. But you could totally customize it to whatever you want. And whatever your favorite colors are, whatever you can see the best, whatever you want to call it. So
I'm just going to get into, if you're familiar with South Florida, I'm going over to 441, so I can open it up a little bit. You can get a look at the gauges in action. Ooh, nice clear lane. No idiot wants to take it yet. Be a little careful coming through because there's a lot of old people here. I've seen way too many accidents as a cop, and mostly people that shouldn't be driving anymore. And they'll just basically say, you know what, I'm coming over, I'll put my blinker on, I can't see shit, hopefully nobody's in that lane. That's pretty much what they think. I think well, anyway, that's what they're doing, or they just don't even know what they're doing. But whatever it is, a lot of old people out here that shouldn't be driving. They all come down, all the snowbirds come down from New York during the summer, and they hang down here. Well, not during the summer, but summer's just as hot down here, and why would they want to do that? So, this is South Florida, everybody. Well, part of it. This is Boynton Beach. And you can see, hopefully I am recording. Last night I did this last night, and I set the wrong frames per second on my GoPro, so it kind of looked like it was warped. Not really warped, but it was kind of choppy, the video. So hopefully now it's 60 frames per second on 4K. I'm hoping to capture this a little better. It's gonna be a short video. Once I get to 441, I'm gonna go a mile or two and head back. But again, these are the gauges. I've been waiting a long time for it. The installation is not that hard. Just look at the rest of my video. I'll tell you how to do it. Again, this is on a 2020 Road Glide. I'm about to take this up to Austin, Texas for the biker, Republic of Texas rally. So I'm about to take it up there. It's gonna be a long ass ride. I'll let you know how that goes. Okay, let's watch the gauges. I didn't go full throttle. I just kind of quickly went through the gears, but I didn't push it by any means. There's plenty of room left on the throttle to go if I wanted to. But this engine's stock anyway, so I mean, how much better could it have gone? It's enough power for me right now. I'll be switching over to probably going to a 117 in the winter. So that'll be a future video. I doubt I'll be doing that one myself. That's a little above my pay grade. But yeah, so I think 117 should be sufficient. What do you guys ride? Gotta watch out for alligators, believe it or not. You ride this road sometimes late at night, and you see an alligator. I ran over an alligator once going like 70, and it probably was like a 9-footer. I just boom went over the damn thing, and it's not a fun thing. I've seen alligators wipe out cars, so I got lucky on that. But funny thing was, I was looking for alligators. I was looking on the opposite side of the road. That's what it usually came from, and all of a sudden it came from the right. I didn't expect it. And I see it just crawling across right in front of my, path. There was no way to avoid it. So if you haven't had an alligator to eat, supposedly I mean, I've had them. It tastes like chicken. I don't really like chicken, so I guess I don't really like alligator. I was going to make a turn up here on Hyperluxo Road. Can you spell that? Look at that, Hyperluxo. We'll head up over there, head back. And again, this is, you know, just a get familiar ride to the Dakota MLX, what is it, 8414, I believe. So, you know, the blinkers obviously work. I mean, everything works on here. It gives you a what you call it, service due. Now you have to actually set your odometer. So I mean, I guess it's an honor system whether you set it to the right miles or not. But it'll give you a service reminder and what else? There's a bunch of stuff, and don't let it deter you, because I mean there's like 4 pages on how to set it up. You could do it either through your app on your phone, or you could do it right from your control pad here, and just by hitting your trip odometer, it puts you into the setup mode, and then from there you just go through the options, and it's pretty easy, believe it or not. So again, it took me a long time to get this. I'm glad I did. Now, let me tell you how I got it. I went out to Dennis Kirk, and I went through the whole process of buying it. I was like, you know what? I'm checking it out again, which I've done multiple times. So I check it out. I exit out of there. Next thing you know, a little bit later, I get an email from Dennis Kirk. We still want you to buy that item. Here's 10% off. So I was like, you know what? 10% off is a nice chunk of change on this unit. So that's what I did. I bought it. Let me show you the Vance & Hines FP3 while we're driving around. If you don't have a Vance & Hines tuner, it's not the best, but it's pretty good. I have no problem with it. I'm still playing around with the tuner on my bike. So I'm at 323 degrees. I used to run in the 350 range when it wasn't even this hot out. But I did some changes to it, like you'll see in my other videos. Like I relocated the oil filter, put an oil cooler on there. I Cerakoted the Reinhardt header pipes. That all should knock some temperature off. I also have the love jugs on here, which I only really use for bumper to bumper traffic. So I may put it back on, I don't know. So I hardwired a switch in my heat shield for the love jugs. I'm going to reach down and put it on anyway. Now it's on. So if you guys are going to the Republic of Texas biker rally, or if you've been there before, let me know what you think. If it's worth going. Well, I'm committed now, so I already booked the rooms. So I'll let you know if it's worth going if you haven't gone. I don't know if I'm going to do a video of the trip up there. I might. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if it would be that interesting, because I'm going to take my time going up there. I'm going to go to Tallahassee first, which is like 6 hours. Well, that's without stopping. And then from Tallahassee, I'm going to go to New Orleans. I'm going to spend the night in New Orleans. Night or two. I'm going to take my time going there. So check out what New Orleans has to offer. So then I go from New Orleans straight to Austin, but it's a lot of hours, and again, why kill myself? I'll leave a day earlier and take my time. So what I'm probably going to do is go from New Orleans to Beaumont. This idiot decided, let me go in front of him, because I'm better than he is. So anyway, I'm probably going to go from New Orleans to Beaumont, which puts me like within 250 miles of Austin. If I do that, then I get to take my time, wake up, you know, in Beaumont, and then just so anyway, wake up in Beaumont, take my time, 250-mile ride to Austin. Nice and leisurely ride. Check into my hotel, relax a little bit, and let the festivities begin. So anyway, I'm at 328 on the temperature from the FP3 it's reading. I just put the love jugs on, but it really doesn't make a difference when you're moving, because you're still getting air on the engine. But when you're stopped and bumper to bumper, that's when it makes a difference. This is Jog Road, if you're familiar with South Florida. If you're curious what this thing is, this is a DJI Osmo Pocket. Takes 4K video. It's actually a nice little unit. I really don't have much use for it anymore. I got like crazy camera equipment. I like doing videos, so this is the Hero 9 that I'm on right now. I've got all kinds of other cameras and equipment. Canon M50, I got a Sony, I forgot what my Sony is, and of course the Hero. I got my drone too. I'm going to take some drone footage of my bike coming up soon. I got the Air 2, no, the Air Pocket, I forgot what I got. I got the small one. It's cool, I like it. Trying to race me. I'm a fucking man. First of all, my racing days are over. I did a lot of stupid shit when I was younger, and love racing cars though, mostly though. I never really raced my motorcycle. Because to tell you the truth, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to motorcycles. So my ex-wife would never let me get one. So for 22 years that I was married, I wasn't allowed to have one. And then all of a sudden, we got divorced. And pretty much in a matter of weeks, I got a bike. My first bike was a Suzuki, what was that called? I can't even think of the name of it. An M50. Little M50? I don't know. It was a little Suzuki, but it was a good bike to learn on. Then I got the Kawasaki Vulcan 1700. Never liked that bike, and I stopped riding for a while. So once I stopped riding that, a few years later, I was like, you know what, let me get back on the bike. I like riding, I just didn't like that last bike. So I thought the Indians were real cool, so I decided, let me go get an Indian. So I got the Indian Chief Dark Horse. Was it a 2020? 2019? I forgot what it was. Brand new, looks friggin' awesome. I hated that ride. It was terrible. So you go on like on an expressway, and it's just like you're getting beaten up by the wind. There's no fairing on it, so you had to wear a full face helmet. So I had that for a little while. The maneuverability sucked. It had like a longer brake than the Harleys did. So I was like, you know what? Let me go swing by the Harley dealer on my way home. Next thing you know, I'm into this Road Glide. And like an idiot, I get the base model Road Glide 2020. So I should have gotten the special because I like it all blacked out. So I can't even tell you how many $1,000s later I can keep putting money into this and changing it the way I like it. I could have saved myself a lot of time and trouble. I just would have done that in the beginning. But you know what? I got to learn how to work on bikes. I love working on bikes. And I got to make this my own the way I like it. I made some mistakes along the way. I bought things I didn't like, sold it for half the price. Matter of fact, I have a set of Vance & Hines power duals, like got 20 miles on them, sitting in a box at home. So somebody make me an offer. So I'm finishing up the ride here. I don't even think this thing's recording anymore. So anyway, that's it. Any questions about the install? Hopefully this was descriptive enough. Any questions about the bike, just feel free to ask. Please subscribe and like. I've been getting a lot of subscription lately, and I think it's great. So keep that up, please, and I'll keep the videos coming. If you have any ideas for upgrades, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Have any questions about the upgrades I already did? Let me know, and I'll fire one over to you. Like the what you call it, the video on it possibly. So that's it. Pulling back into my neighborhood. And you guys all ride safe. Again, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you at the next video.